Sir to deliver his speech on the topic Genetic Center. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Can you hear us?
Shall I start?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Sir, please go ahead. We can hear you.
Shall I talk, sir, now?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
May the whole world enjoy happiness, prosperity, and peace. May the whole world enjoy happiness, prosperity, and peace. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Salutation to Guru Vedantri Maharishi. I bow down my head reverentially on the feet of Guru Vedantri Maharishi. My respectful salutations and special thanks to our beloved President Padma Shri Arunidhi S.K. Mailanandam. I thank the IT Director of WCSC, Professor Kirish Murali Easwar, for his dedicated service to this organization. I also thank and salute all the organizers of the IT team for their dedicated and untiring work in this. My pranams and blessings to all of you who are all safely at home and intend to listen to today's lecture. The subject matter for our thinking today is Genetic Center. Learned friends, before going to the subject, let us ask the following questions internally. What is Genetic Center? Why exactly it is there? What it consists of? Why should we know about it? What are the benefits that one may accrue by learning about the Genetic Center? These are the searching questions. Now, having set up your mind in the above searching questions, let us go to the subject. First of all, it is important to know the principles of incessant cycles of birth and death, and the origin of 6 imprints before an individual can attain perfection and seek liberation of soul. Friends, this can be done only by merging the self with the divine state, for which it is essential to know about the Genetic Center. I repeat the sentence. This can be done only by merging the self with the divine state, for which it is essential to know about the Genetic Center. It is equally important to know the ways to keep it pure. The energy particles circulate freely in the physical body are called life energy particles. It is also referred to as Chitakash, astral body, and Pranava Sariram. The life energy particles are the manifestations of the divine state. The life energy particles are the manifestations of the divine state. the magnetic wave that emanates from the life energy particles is called biomagnetism. Again, please note the magnetic wave that emanates from the life energy particles is called biomagnetism. Biomagnetism circulating within the body creates a vortex on account of surrounding pressure force of the divine state and the principles of specific gravity, which is called genetic center. For your information, I will tell you the meaning of vortex. It means a mass of air, water, etc. that turns around very fast and pulls things to its center. Now you are able to understand what is vortex. Now it is also called as soul in the living beings. Now, having seen a brief about this vortex at the genetic center, etc. Now let us see its location. The genetic center in a living being is located at the exact center of the physical body. The genetic center in a living being is located at the exact center of the physical body, the point where two lines drawn along the vertical axis and horizontal axis would meet. It is the functional center of the body. It is the functional center of the body, a physical, although imperceptible manifestations of the divine. Maharishi beautifully says it's a divine court of justice. Here, the actions of the individual are evaluated and result meted out, keeping with the quality of action. The genetic center, which has its origins in the tiny unicellular organisms that appear on this planet, initially was passed on through the generation till it reached the level of humans. You should know again this one, the genetic center, which has its origin in the tiny unicellular organisms that appeared on this planet, initially was passed on through the generations till it reached the level of humans. The genetic center is connected in three ways to the universe. The energy particles therein is connected to the genetic center of living beings. The genetic center of living beings is linked to the genetic center of the globe. The genetic center of the globe is linked to the universe. From this, we are able to see the genetic center are constantly connected in the living beings, in the globe and the universe, each other through the magnetic field. Now, friends, we must know one important thing. The genetic center is a storehouse of biomagnetism, life energy and sexual vital fluid. The genetic center is a storehouse for biomagnetism, life energy and sexual vital fluid. The quantity and quality of the life energy particles and in turn biomagnetism depend upon the quality and quantity of the sexual vital fluid in the body. One important aspect we must note is the imprints contained in the genetic center are replicated in the life energy particles and in the vital fluid. all actions of a living thing during its lifetime produce imprints which are in the genetic center become the qualities or personality of a thing. It is said there are 6 reasons that affect the quality of genetic center. What are they? Let us see now. They are 1. Hereditary, 2nd, food, 3rd, thoughts, 4th, actions, 5th, planetary transit, 5th, accidents, and 6th, unforeseen events. Now, let us see how the mind, now we shall see how the mind comes into existence in a human being. It's a ticklish question. Now, when the biomagnetism circulating within the body functions through the sense organs and brain cells, it gives rise to the mind. Now, understand the origin of the mind. The biomagnetism circulating within the body functions through the sense organs and brain cells, it gives rise to mind. The mind is a final transformation of biomagnetism. Underline the word again. The mind is a final transformation of biomagnetism. The mind is a product of combined functioning of 3. What are they? They are 1, genetic center, 2nd, brain, 3rd is sense organs. With these things, now we will proceed to the other aspect of the genetic center. It is called imprints. The imprints produced by the sensory perceptions are retained in the genetic center. It is in the form of permanent records. It may be recalled even years later. The imprints expand into thoughts every time the frequencies of the mind waves comes into the same level when imprints were originally created. It happens at any time, either now or later. Now let us see the functions of genetic center. The vortex of magnetic circulation contains within it all the qualities of divine state on account of this fact that divine state itself transformed into magnetism. The divine state itself transformed into magnetism. It possesses the qualities of attractive and repulsive forces. It possesses both attractive and repulsive forces. The attractive force creates and stores the imprints. The repulsive force expanding the imprints into thoughts. Now, I will give you a small example for you to understand this specifically. Now I say cow. There is no cow before you, or not even the picture, if I am correct. But when I say a cow, you are able to visualize that cow in your mental picture. Is it not? How the earlier your sense organs has seen the cow through the eye and stored it in the brain cell and recorded in the genetic center. Now, when I say cow, which is recorded, which is saved in the genetic center, now come to the brain cells and we are able to visualize it. This is how the attractive ripple process of the genetic center take place now. Now, for your friends, let us briefly see the imprints. As I told you earlier, the imprint, this is very, very important. Now, imprints derived from the activities of our forefathers are called hereditary imprints. It is also called as Sanchita Karma. records of all thoughts, words, and deeds of an individual after the age of 3 are called Prarabdha Karma. Again, we will repeat this particular thing, it's very important. The imprints derived from the activities of forefathers are called hereditary imprints, Sanchita Karma. The records of all thoughts, words, and deeds of an individual after the age of 3 are called Prarabdha Karma. Both these are retained in the genetic center. Both the Sanchita Karma and the Prarabdha Karma are retained in the genetic center. Together, they form the personality of the qualities of the individual, dictating his own thoughts, words, and deeds. The actions are called Akarmya Karma. The thoughts transform into actions. The imprints become stronger and it again produces further imprints and all recorded in the life force and genetic center. The thoughts transforms into action. If the imprints become stronger and stronger, it again produces further imprints and all recorded in the life force and genetic center. Each and every action produces imprints, the sensory organs, brain cells, and biomagnetism in the genetic center, giving suitable results in accordance with the laws of cause and effect. Therefore, one should see that all the thoughts, words, and deeds are noble at all times. This is very, 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 very important. Friends, the imprints of habits are those which, by their mere presence in the genetic center, give rise to thought, words, and deeds. Without the effort on the part of the individual at all, there is no effort required at all, it will come automatically. Genetic center is the divine court of justice. As said earlier, after man's death, his body perishes, but genetic center does not perish and continue to exist indefinitely, carrying the imprints generation after generations. It's a treasure house of information. It holds the secret of entire university. It holds the secrets of entire universe. Whether the Maharishi has referred to as the court of justice, where the deeds of all individuals are evaluated and justice meted out. This is very, very important. Vedadri Maharishi has referred to it as a court of justice where the deeds of all individuals are evaluated and justice meted out. It is the soul in the human being. Generally speaking, friends, people are not fully aware of the laws of cause and effect due to ignorance, maybe due to ignorance. On realization, one will definitely do only noble deeds. On realization, one will definitely do only noble deeds. When we understand the greatness of genetic center and its role in the lives of fellow humans, peace and contentment rule the mind. When one understands the greatness of genetic center and its role in the lives of fellow humans, peace and contentment rule the mind. Friends, another important aspect is there are certain 11 things that damage the purity of genetic center. What are they? Desire, 1, desire, 2, telling lies, 3, hurting others' mind, 4, harming woman, 5, ego. 6, the 5 sins, S-I-N-S, sins. 7, extravagant spending. 8, deliberate acts of cruelty. 9, jealousy, anger, and vengeance. 10, failure to adopt moderation in food, work, rest, sex, and thought force. 11, depriving others birthright. Now, how to get out of this thing and wanted to purify the genetic center? Again, Maharishi gives 10 important aspects with which one can purify the damage caused to the genetic center. What are they? 1, respect to father, mother, guru, ruler, and God. 2nd, observe morality, duty, and charity at all times. Important. Morality, duty, charity at all times. Meditations to improve concentration and mental sharpness. 4th is very important. Physical exercise. Care to be taken to our parents, life partner, and children. 6, merging the self with the divine state through meditation. Meditation alone will merge the self with the divine state. Taking care. 7, taking care of the natural resources. 8, living in harmony with others. 9, absolute compassion. Understand the word absolute compassion. That is very, very important. Now, 10, one of the very most important one is called is avoid parochial attitude. You know the parochial attitude means narrow-mindedness based on nationality, religion, caste, gender, language. One should treat everyone is the manifestation of the divine. Just having seen briefly about the genetic center, now let us recap what all has been said now. The circulation of biomagnetism within the body produces vortex, which is called genetic center. It is the center of the body, center of the vital fluid, center of the life force. All the experiences that converted into magnetic wave by the brain cells and transferred to the genetic center where they are stored as permanent record. This is very important, sir. All of your friends, all the experiences are converted into magnetic wave by the brain cells and transferred to the genetic center where they are stored as permanent record. All the thoughts of individual after the age of 3 retain the genetic center called Prarabdha Karma. It also contains hereditary imprints called Sanchita Karma. Thus, the two together form the personality or the quality of the individuals. It is also called Akamya Karma. Friends, only noble deeds can cleanse the genetic center, and it is the very purpose of our life. What are the important things to be done by a human being? Let us see. Already I told you, again repeat. Meditation, introspection, and practice of silence go a long way to purify the genetic center. Now, let us do our pranams to our great Maharishi, who has given this noble, excellent thought for us to imbibe in our walk of life. With this, I conclude my speech. Before that, I wholeheartedly thank the IT team who have enabled me to speak in this esteemed platform. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time and divine thoughts. Sir has very well explained the concepts of genetic center, which is the storehouse of the biomagnetism. Sir has explained very clearly about the mind is a functional transformation of the biomagnetism, brain, sense organs, different types of imprints. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. Now the forum is open for discussion questions. Please click the raise hand button in your Zoom app to ask questions to our professor. While you prepare for your questions, we have a few important announcements to be made. Given the seriousness of developing immunity, please emphasize all your near and dear ones to learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga. You can easily learn Kayakalpa Yoga from the safety of your own home. Visit kayakalpayoga.edu.in. Download the Android app. Our monthly journal Anboli is also available in an Android app. Download the Android app from the Android Play Store. Get access to the premium content of Swamiji's speeches at a nominal subscription. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches of our beloved professors for free. Karma Yoga principles of Vedatrium suggest donating 1% of your income to the good causes of the society. As some of you are aware, these donations are not expenditure but investments. You get more than what you pay as good karma. We invite you to donate to the World Community Service Center either through the Anboli app or our official website vedatri.edu.in. Section 80G exemptions are available for these donations. Now the forum is open for discussion questions. I request the meditators to click on the Zoom app button and you can ask the questions to our professor. Be blessed by the divine. Tamil Selvi ma'am, please go ahead. Selvaraman, you can ask your question, sir.
Be blessed by the divine. I am Shivaraman, speaking from East Tambaram, Tirumil Street, Manavalakkali Manda Arakattalai, Tambaram, Chennai. I am hearing first time to your lecture. Is wonderful, very excellent. Can you elaborate to the Sanjita Karma? Give the definition of Sanjita Karma, please.
Be blessed by the divine. Sanchita Karma is nothing but the previous generations, 7 generations of your parentals. Whatever they have committed in their lifespan, it just gets compressed in the form of and then it gets into your genetic center that is passed on through gene to at present living human beings. Sanchita Karma is only that and nothing else. It's carried on to for 7 generations.
Be blessed by the divine.
So Sanchi means bag. See, that is why when you, even the uterus is compared to a bag. It is just passed on through gene to the next generation through birth. That is what is Sanchita Karma.
Thank you, sir. Be blessed by the divine. Kavita, you can ask your question, ma'am.
Yeah, be blessed by the divine. Normally, we say that all the sins are passed through the genetic center.
Yeah.
As we have already become parents, what is the effect of meditation and which meditation helps to cure the sins of genetic center? Thank you.
You are asking to yourself or to your children? Is it? If it is for you,
To myself, sir, to myself.
to yourself, yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is. So,
it should not be passed to the children as we have
yeah.
already become parents.
So you have already given birth to a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
children?
we are already raising children.
Yeah.
So what is the and we have come into this Manavalakkalai very late.
Okay.
So what is the immediate?
You can only, I will split the question into two. I will just tell you for your children and to you. To your children, they can only practice Manavalakkalai, practice all these exercise, meditation, Kaigalpan, purify their genetic center. You can only help them to do it, to purify their genetic center. Okay. Now coming back to you, all the 10 points, what our professor just explained, the 10 points of purification of genetic center, you have to follow. The best way, the best meditation technique is do your Turiyatita Dhyana daily. See, when you go to the delta way, it is something like, you know, what is delta is something like when the river, the contaminated river, Kaveri, Ganga, everything, carries all the impurities. The rainwater is very pure. When it falls on the red soil, black soil, all getting contaminated. So it is given a name like Ganga, Kaveri, Yamuna. It just flows with all the contaminations. When it goes near the sea, it just cannot go fall into the sea. Now, you can see what is happening in delta. The sea enters into the place and it takes the river back to the sea. That is why it is called as a delta region. The same way in Turiyatita Dhyana, the wave is called as delta wave, 1 to 3 frequency. When you practice at 1 to 3 frequency, the God will be waiting for you. Oh my God, my child has gone for a long time. When you reach that close to 0 is frequency is God. Once you reach 1 to 3, he will embrace you. And all the impurities just taken away by the divinity. Like, you know, when the river gets inside the sea or the ocean, the river, all the contamination is absorbed by the ocean. So that you cannot say this is the Kaveri river, Ganga river, and things like that. It just becomes the ocean. So the same way, if you, for your better understanding, I give you an example. You take a magnet and a small iron piece. When you keep it away, it will not attract. When it gets inside the magnetic field, they just pulled and it attached to the magnet. After a few hours or a few days, you take out the needle or the small iron piece, you find the magnetism is there in the iron piece. From where it got the magnetism, it has got from the magnet. So the same way, the love and compassion of the divinity, it flows through you. You are magnetized, the divine qualities. So the only way the fastest way to get purified your genetic center is do Turiyatita meditation.
Be blessed by the divine. Ajay, you can ask your question, sir.
Hello, sir. What is the difference between consciousness and mind?
I think I'm not able to hear your something like the voice.
So, what's the difference between consciousness and mind?
Consciousness and mind. You know, man is a combination of 4 things: body, soul, mind, and consciousness. You know, the physical body, you are aware of it. And the mind, the soul is, you are aware of it. The mind, you are aware of it. And you don't know what is the consciousness. I give you an example for you to understand better or to differentiate between mind and consciousness. You are just, you had a discourse in a CD, you wanted to play in your house. You just put that CD in your deck. It is not playing. You are not getting any sound. Then you ask your son. He said, Daddy, the main line is not switched on. So once you switch it on, the power, the electricity flows, the electron jumps inside, the motor gets the power, it runs at 7,800 RPM, it runs, so you are able to get only a humming noise. Then again, you increase the volume, everything, you are not getting anything. Then you just found, oh, it is not the CD which is recorded. I put the blank CD. Oh, you just took out the blank one, and then you put the recorded CD. So the recorded portion in the CD is mined. All the hardware is the physical body, and the power which is entering in is the soul. Let me repeat. All the hardware part is the body, and the power which is flowing through the cable to the motor is the soul, and the recorded portion is the mind. Now, your question is, what is where is the consciousness comes? What is the difference between mind and consciousness? Now we are able to listen to the song. Now, what is the role here in this consciousness? Now, look at it. If there is a surge in the electricity, 280 volts comes, the motor runs at say 12,000 RPM, you are unable to hear the discourse. Like a Chippendale you will hear. Or if it is a low voltage, it will drag. So what is consciousness is the order of function is consciousness. The law of nature, the order of function is consciousness. The order of function is at 230 volts, at 7,800 RPM. If it rotates, you can hear with that format. So the order of function is consciousness, and the mind is the recorded portion by you, by your thought, word, and deed. Okay?
Be blessed by the divine. Tejas Yoga, please ask your question, ma'am.
Sir, be blessed by the divine. I'm from Bangalore, Kerpuram Sky Trust. My question is, what is Anava, Kanma, and Maya, sir, in simple terms, if you have to understand?
What is it?
And
Anava,
Maya.
Kanma, Maya.
And Maya. Yes, sir.
Ego, illusions, and sin imprints.
Yes, sir.
Aga, okay. What do you want? You want the difference or? Hello?
She only wanted to know the English words for Anava, Kanva, Mayam. Maya.
Oh.
Maya is illusion. Anava is ego. Kanma is sin imprints.
Imprint of sins. Ego, imprint of sins, and illusion. Oh, you want the English version of it? Okay. Is it okay, madam?
Be blessed by the divine, sir.
Okay.
Anbu, you can ask your question, sir.
Hello. Hi. Hello, sir. Actually, I have a question. Like you said that Sanchita Karma is a transfer from the parents to the children. And I think already somebody asked this question. So, even after the birth of the children, if the parents do the same commit mistakes or do some deeds, so will it still transfer to the children?
No. It is not going to transfer directly to your children. And the name and fame, all that thing you just spoil it in your span of life, that goes to the children, but they are not going to get affected through the genetic center. But as long as after the birth of the children, whatever you accumulate, you are answerable for it. Once the Atma leaves the body, you are answerable for it.
Be blessed by the divine. Rajesh.
Hello.
So please go ahead, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Pranam, sir. I just wanted to, check, something about this Turiyatita meditation, which I am late to entry. That to check that this is the first session I have, attending it. That is number one. Number two, Turiyatita is in some of the, the epics. It says this is the ultimate, the stage of, the meditation where I think you would be going out of I think something called a gamma or the theta state of the meditation. Is that something we are experiencing in the this meditation? And that is number two. Number three, I just they started today the first session. I was watching the screen, but is it something closing the eyes and then you need to be disconnected from the system because you are going through various stages of the journey in the meditation? Just wanted to check that.
I've explained about the Turiya-Tita meditation because you are the newcomer to this field. Better you go to any one of our centers and gradually you learn. I have explained the Turiya-Tita meditation just before somebody asked the question. I answered it, but still Turiya-Tita meditation, you are at a very, very lowest frequency, but 1 to 3 delta wave. In that state of mind, all the higher the karmas, whatever you have imprinted, 14 to 40 cycles, will never reflect. You are in a very calm state of mind that will help you to merge with the total consciousness. So with that, you get the qualities of the divinity, love and compassion. See, once again, the scientific today, the world say, if you reduce your frequency during your meditation, say 1 to 3 frequency, delta wave, that frequency remains for next 12 hours. So you are in a state of like divinity. You have the love and compassion will flow and nobody can disturb you during the next 12 hours. So that is the benefit of meditation and reducing the frequency of the mind to the lower level. So you are next 12 hours and you live in a calm state of mind. Okay.
Be blessed by the divine. Vijaya Lakshmi, you can ask your question. Okay, Rahul.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Now.
Hi. Yeah, be blessed
Please
by
go
the
ahead,
divine. Sir, yeah, you can hear me, right? Okay. Sir, I have a doubt. We say that Sanchita karma we get from our parents. I agree that, but there are some parents who doesn't even care about their own daughter or son. So those kind of parents don't even have any attachment towards their kids. So in that case, how it is actually acceptable? I don't understand. What is the logic behind it? I really don't understand. We see that there are parents leaving the kids in orphanages. There are parents who leaves the kids in the red light area, and drunkard parents. Those kind of parents, they don't even have, they like a birth vending machine. They just leave it. They just give the birth to the baby. That's it. So I'm trying to understand this for a very long time.
Okay. See, the whole universe works under the principle of cause and effect. In this universe, nothing happens without a cause. The whole, whatever the today's subject like genetic center is something like a divine supreme court. So all those things are, like genetic center is an invisible guide. It is a data drive of imprints and hereditary. It travels between many births and deaths in the evolutionary process. It helps a man, a human being, a human consciousness to divine consciousness. So the kind of imprints, whatever your parents just imprinted, they want to experience and things like that, you are in this place. They've been, all those people are pushed into that, whatever you said, in that place. It is their parent thought, word and deed for generations is imprinted in the genetic center. It works. So as I said, nothing happens in the universe without a cause. So if you understand the cause and effect system, you will get the answer.
Be blessed by the divine. Ratul, you can ask your question, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, you explained that our level is depend on the quality and quantity of sexual fluid. Is it possible to go higher level holding orgasm and bring it upward using Kaikalpa Yoga?
Of course. Have you learned Kayakalpa Yoga? If
I
you
have
have learned,
noticed
have you,
that my pressure the pressure in my head increased, and
yeah.
I feel increasing vibration on Agna Chakra.
When you do the Kayakalpa Yoga very sincerely from the age of 14, if you understand and practice it properly, the quality and the quantity of the vital fluid will be better. So it holds the millions and millions of life force particles. When the millions and millions of life force particles produce a dense magnetic field that will help you to live and lead a blissful life. Once you practice the spirituality, Vedatrium, that will help you to realize faster. If the vital fluid quality and quantity is very, very low, your body function will be low, you are unable to realize. So what Kayakalpa Yoga, the quality and quantity of the vital fluid, which determines the density of the biomagnetic field, you feel hale and healthy, you can do all the practices well, that will help you to realize God faster. It's a rapid or the shortest path.
Be blessed. Deepak? Vimala?
Good evening, sir. My question is, I have practiced Swamiji's all the meditations and I have finished my Brahmagnana. Now I am practicing my Mauna for every 3 days in a week. So which is the best meditation to be done during this Mauna, sir?
See, be blessed by the divine. Mauna is observing silence is something like a very powerful introspection tool. Any meditation, when you do it for that reason, the super conscious state, it just helps you to tap the subconscious level, whatever you have imprinted over generations, that comes to your conscious mind. Super consciousness, the God help you to understand all the impurities in the middle layer. It taps it and comes to the conscious level. So you take a piece of paper and a book, go on writing it down. Swamiji has given all that analysis of thought, moralization of desire, neutralization of anger, and eradication of worries. With that, you do all these techniques. But during Mauna, God helps you to understand what are all the impurities there in your system, so that you can note it down and you analyze it. So introspection is a powerful tool which will help you to purify your impurities. So can easily realization is possible. So the meditation, any meditation you can follow, but better you do Agina and Turiya is better during your Mauna. During Turiya, all that brain cells are activated, energy, life energy goes, it just all that imprints comes out. You note it down. Turiya is the best meditation technique. Note it down and to purify all the impurities.
Be blessed. ATD? Deepak, you can ask your question, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. I have joined system recently, couple of months back. So my question is slightly different, or this is just related to this topic as well. So in life, we have to make different decisions at point of time, and sometime decisions are depend on multiple variables, and there is confusion. So is there a way in the system by applying which we can take the effective decision, and so that we don't create unnecessary karmas, or create the effective decisions?
Yeah, the first meditation technique what we teach is the Ajna meditation. Beyond the karma jnana indriyas, you just go to the first stage of Ajna meditation. You meditate on the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a master gland which controls and governs all our endocrine glands. So it is beyond the karma jnana indriyas. So thereby you start meditating on the Agni chakra, the pituitary gland. It gets control on all your karma jnana indriyas. The habits will never come up. You will live through wisdom. So we regularly and sincerely practice Agni chakra. The frontal lobe of the brain gets activated. Frontal lobe of the brain, when it gets activated, it just gives you to live in constant awareness. When you live in constant awareness, you will never do any mistake. So your akamiya karma is pure. Future karmas are no more there. The next level of meditation, what we teach is the pineal gland meditation, master of master gland, headmaster gland. When you meditate on the pineal gland, it is floating in hypothalamus. It gets connected to all the brain cells, frontal, lobe, right, left hemisphere, and the cerebellum. So all the imprints are there. So thereby you are able to superimpose positive thoughts and right actions when you do your pineal gland meditation. Millions of dormant neurons gets into life. You imprint the positive thoughts and the right actions on those areas. So thereby your present life imprint, prarabdha karma, is purified. So slowly you will graduate to the third level, Turiyatit meditation. You just go to the higher level, delta wave. There the divinity will take care of all your sanchita karmas. When the river gets into the ocean, it loses its name, contamination, everything. Like that, you do all these three dhyana practices taught by our Guru Vedatri Maharishi in Vedatriyam. Then all that introspection techniques are goes together parallelly. When you practice it, you really live like a human being.
Be blessed. The name with ATD, you can ask your question. Be blessed by the divine. Thank you so much.
I have a few words too. I
Yes.
thank the Professor Ramamridam to do a wonderful lecture, and he allowed me to answer all the questions on behalf of him. I'm sorry that I didn't allow him to talk. I'm so sorry. I've forgotten. Okay. Finally, and all the departments, IT department, everybody, my great thanks to everybody. Now, the genetic center conclusion I would like to make. What Swamiji says, realize the greatness of genetic center. Number one. Number two, realize the value of genetic center. Number three, realize the necessity of purifying the genetic center. Number four, know the ways of purifying the genetic center. Practice it, do sadhana, and get liberated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for patiently answering our questions and sharing your insights and divine thoughts. Dear meditators, let us all put our minds together to thank the professor. Kindly all come to the meditative position. Keep your mind at Turiya Chakra. Professor Subramani Ramamridam, sir, be blessed by the divine. His good health, be blessed by the divine. His loving family, be blessed by the divine. His divine service, be blessed by the divine. Let us all bless our senior professor, C. Satyamurthy, sir, be blessed by the divine. His good health, be blessed. His loving family, be blessed. His divine service, be blessed. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We are happy to bring the following online programs live from Alia Temple of Consciousness tomorrow. Morning 6 a.m., we have exercises in Tamil. At 7 a.m., we have 9 center meditation in Tamil. At 7:30 a.m., we have 9 center meditation in English. By 11 a.m., we have speech in Tamil on the topic Uyir Arindal by Professor Dr. Sumati Srinivasan from Aliyar. Evening 6 p.m., we have Duryadida meditation in Tamil. 7:30 p.m., we have Duryadida meditation in English. By 7:55 p.m., we have speech in English on the topic Finding Answers Vedatriyam by Professor Dr. R. Ilangovan from Chennai. Please share these programs and invite your friends and relatives. Let everyone take part in this spiritual journey. We thank our beloved President Padma Shri Arulnidhi S.K. Mailanandan for his leadership and guidance. Let's all unite tomorrow. This is Jamuna Mani from Alia World Community Service Center IT team. Be blessed by the divine. Good night.